everyone, welcome back to another KIDZ ANTS video. Today we are continuing with the second part of KIDZ ANTS. We're going to continue to talk about the red imported fire ants, but today we're focusing on the ant's physique. What is the ant's physique? The ant's physique is the ant's body and what distinguishes it from other insects. Let's continue. So how can you distinguish an ant from another insect? How can you tell one species of ant from another? One way is by looking at the insect's body. In some ways, ants are like most other insects. Their bodies have 3 sections and they have 2 antennas and 3 pairs of legs. Knowing these body parts can help you identify specific insects. Here we have the red imported fire ant. The red imported fire ant has 3 main parts: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. First, we're going to talk about the head. The head is where the eyes, the mandibles, and the antennas are located. So, do you think ants have brains? Take a few seconds to think about it. Do you think they do? Do you think they don't? Do you think they might have a couple? Or do you think they have none at all? Ants actually do have brains. In people, all activities of the body are controlled by the brain, which is located in the head. Unlike humans, ants do not have a brain that is only in their head. Instead, they have little clumps of nerves in each region of their body that help control the activity of that area. For example, leg movements are controlled by the nerves in the thorax, antenna movement is controlled by the nerves in the head, and stinging is controlled by the abdomen. Most ants have poor eyesight. Generally, they can only detect changes between light and darkness. Instead of using just their eyes, ants also use their antenna to smell food, to sense their surroundings, and to communicate with other ants. Ants have chewing mouthparts. They use their mouthparts to break down food into smaller pieces that they can easily carry to their nest. Ants don't eat the solid part of foods. They only sip the liquids from the food particles. The center section of the ant's body is the thorax. This is where the legs are attached. Although most ants have no wings, mature ant colonies produce some males and females that have wings. If an ant has wings, they are attached to the thorax. These ants are called reproductives. Here I have pictures of the reproductives. Here you can see where the queen is a lot larger than the male. The queen has really big wings and a really big body, and the male does have wings as well, but their body is a lot smaller. Here are other photos showing the worker ants surrounding the queen and a queen by itself. You can see the differences here. Here is another photo of the queen ants. You can see as one has already lost their wings and another still has their wings. Surrounded, you can see the male ants. Continuing to the last section of the ant, the abdomen. This ant body section contains the digestive organs and the stinger, and the petiole. The thorax and the abdomen are connected by a thin waist that makes up the first part of the abdomen. This first section of the abdomen or waist is called the petiole. The petiole can have 1 or 2 swellings or nodes. Sometimes you can count the number of nodes on an ant to figure out what kind of ant it is. For example, the fire ant has 2 nodes. Here you can see the different types of ants. Many ants are nearly the same color, so you can tell the different species apart just by looking at the coloration. But you can look at other ants' characteristics, however, to determine the specific identity of an ant. Some ants have hairy bodies, some have smooth bodies, and some have ridges, spines, or dimples on their bodies. You can see how the red imported fire ant is very hairy. It has a coloration of a brown to a red to an orange, and its abdomen is a little bit darker. Now let's continue into the activity. The activity is called rolling for parts of an ant. The objective is students will match the parts of an ant to a diagram, completing the diagram by rolling the appropriate number on a die. This worksheet is rolling for parts of an ant. You will see how the ant has 2 antennas, 6 legs, a head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Each time you roll a dice, you will color in one part of the ant, whether it would be 1 leg, 1 antenna, 1 part of the face, 1 part of the abdomen, or 1 part of the thorax. Rolling for parts of an ant. The head will be number 1, the thorax will be number 2, the abdomen will be number 3, the antenna will be number 4, and the legs will be 5 and 6. Hi, so now we're going to do an activity called rolling for parts of an ant. So what you're going to need is markers or crayons, a construction paper, scissors, a marker, a cup, or a die. If you have the opportunity to print it out, that would be great, but if you can't, you can always grab a sheet of paper or a construction paper and draw your ant. So here, I drew my red imported fire ant. So make sure when you're drawing your ant, you leave them without coloring in so you can play the game. You can also print out this piece of paper, or you can have it on your computer where it's gonna show you what each number is gonna represent. 1 is head, 2 is thorax, 3 is abdomen, 4 is antenna, and 5 and 6 are legs. So, you can either buy a die, so you'll roll it, and if it shows you a number 4, you're gonna color in one of the antennas. So you would color in one of these. So you would grab your markers or your crayons, and you're going to color in one of the antennas. I'm gonna roll again, and I got a number 1. So since I got a number 1, I'll color in the mandibles. And then next time I roll number 1, I can color in another part of the face. But if you don't have a die, another thing you can do is with a construction paper and some scissors, you can write in all the numbers and you can cut them out and put them into a little cup. So you'll shake it around, move it around, and you'll grab one. So I got number 5. So I would color in one of the legs. So you just put it back. You color in one of the legs. And you can always color them different colors. It doesn't have to be all red. And you go again. And you grab another number. I got another 6. So I'm going to color in a leg for number 6. And if you have the opportunity to print out the worksheet, you can also play like this. So you'll roll your dice, or you'll get your piece of paper out of the cup. I got a number 3. The number 3 is abdomen. So you would color in a part of the abdomen. Just like that. Let's roll again. I got number 4, which is an antenna. So you can color in one of these antennas, whatever color you desire. Like that. So you can play this along with your family members or your siblings, and once you color in all the parts, you have won the game. Thank you so much for watching this video. We have came to the end of the video. Please follow our social media platforms to stay updated. The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension staff will be uploading a variety of videos. Until next time, bye!